Hi, I'm Nina, and thank you for joining me for another chair yoga video. Today's practice I'm calling practice. We're going to take a few different sequences and combine them in different ways and just notice the effect on the body. Grab your chair. Let's get started. We'll get started on our chair, and we're going to use a block or something that we can use to connect our feet to the floor. So I have this block here. I'm going to put my feet down onto the block, connecting my feet to the block to the floor. I'll let my palms rest down in my lap, and I'm going to sit up tall. So even though my back is against the back of the chair, I still want to think about lengthening the spine with each inhale, almost like my rib cage is floating up like a balloon, and yet my hips are tethering the ribs to the earth. So let's take a few breaths here. The invitation is to soften or close your eyes. And begin to slow down the breath. Slow it down, even it out. Lengthen both the inhales and the exhales. And as you continue that breath, take a moment to notice how your body feels. Noticing any areas that might need our special attention today. And then we return to the breath. We'll bring our right palm to heart center, put the left palm on top of that, and take a moment to set an intention for this practice. Anything that's important to you today. And then release those hands back down to the lap. And we're going to move forward on our chair. So we move that support back, putting it underneath the chair, slide the body forward, bringing the feet to the earth now. So I'm sitting towards the edge of my chair, but my sitting bones are fully supported here. My feet are firmly on the earth. So I'm connected. And from here, right now, let's come up, lifting the right heel, and then put that right heel back down to really ground us. And then lift left heel, and then put it down to just make sure we know we're connected to the earth that way. Put your hands in your lap, sit up a little taller. Shoulders come down. Think about those ribs just floating up. And we're gonna, from here, we're just gonna make some little circles with the spine. So we've got this tall spine. We're feeling that weight shift from one sitting bone to the other, from front to back. Just bringing a little bit of movement into the spine, into the body. And then pause and let your circles go the other way. Again, these don't need to be big circles. We're just bringing some movement into the body. If you like, you can make them bigger, but there's no need to. And then pause and come right back to center, finding that length in the spine, that lift of the rib cage. And we're going to interlace our fingers in front of the heart center. So we've interlaced the fingers. Elbows are wide but soft. So it's like we're hugging a tree. We're going to try to pull the fingers apart, and you may notice sensation between the shoulder blades on the back as well when we do this. So energizing those shoulders, the upper back, keeping the shoulders down from the ears, keeping the neck soft. Breathing here. Thinking about extending the spine, lifting the ribs. Coming back to that even breath. And then we're going to turn those palms away from us. Turn them away. Palms are facing away from us. We're going to lift the arms up, lift the arms up, lift the arms up. Whatever up is for you today. It could be here. It could be here. Wherever it is fine. But once you get to whatever up is, drop the shoulders from the ears. Lift the ribs out of the hips. Breathe. And then we're going to release the hands, release the hands. Bring the right hand outside left thigh, left hand behind you. Gentle twist here. So we find the length, the extension in the spine, and then we take it into the twist. Now, my arms aren't prying me into this twist. They're just resting here gently. So that if I release the hands, my body's still in that same place. And then we're going to untwist, just come back to center. Take a breath here. Notice how that affects the body. Notice how one side might feel a little different than the other. So we do it again. This time, maybe put the non-habitual thumb on top. We come back to that hug a tree feeling. We try to pull the fingers apart. We notice sensation between the shoulder blades, separating the shoulder blades as well. Lifting ribs out of the hips. Don't forget that connection with the floor. So you can even push into the feet a little bit more to lengthen the spine. And then we're going to turn the palms away from us and gently lift them up. Again, whatever up is today. Once we get there, soften shoulders from the ears. Crown of the head is reaching high, not the shoulders. Keep the shoulders down. Notice where the weight is in the sitting bones. Keep that evenly balanced left, right. Notice where the weight is in the feet. Connect to the earth, just a little bit deeper, push down into those feet. And then we're very gently going to release those fingers and take that left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes behind you. Twist in the other direction. Keeping that head neutral, head between those collarbones. Breathing here. Making sure we're not prying into the twist. And then untwist and come back to center. Bring the hands back down to the lap. Pause and notice how that feels. How did that make the body feel? Have we evened out the sides with that twist? Hands down on the lap now. Palms down on the lap. Let's do a few rounds of cat and cow. Again, let's make sure the feet are touching the floor and really connected. So let's come up onto the right toes. Lift the right heel. Drive that heel down. Connect. Lift left heel. Drive it down. Connect. Hands on the lap. Inhale, fill up. Coming into our cow pose. And as we exhale, we tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the chin. Shoulder blades separate. Cat pose. Now, when we lift up into that cow pose, we don't need to throw the head back. Just keep that neck in line with the rest of the spine. You will be looking up. The chin may be lifted, but we don't want to drop the head back. That's not what we're going for here. Keeping that neck in line with the spine. We'll do two more like this. Your hands might go back and forth on your lap. That's okay. Or they might be still. That's okay. And then sit up tall again. Sit up tall. Hands rest in the lap. Palms down again. And we're going to move to a dancing cat now. Let's take our hands to the side of the chair, making sure we have that connection to the earth again. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to come into our cat pose, rounding the spine. You can hold on to the sides of the chair. And then let's lift up the left heel, just coming onto left toe. So we're going to round down. Think about nose to knee. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, lifting up, right heel. Now, if that works for you, you might decide to just lift up the whole leg, bringing nose to knee. Or you could just lift the heel. Both work. When we exhale, think about belly button back to spine. That allows us a little more space. to take this round, this knee to nose posture. Dancing cat. We'll do one more on each side. And then pause again, come back to neutral. Now, that was practice. Our next option is to add some cactus arms to that. If that's not for you today, just take it back to hands on the side of the chair. Both are good. Both are practice to make us stronger. So if you're moving on to cactus, we'll come into our cactus arms. We'll inhale here. As we exhale, we'll come up onto left toes, thinking about knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, rounding, belly button back to spine. Inhale. You might decide, yep, I got this. I'm going to lift up my knee, my whole leg, my thigh there. Let's do one more on each side. And float the arms back down to your lap. Pause for a moment. Notice how you feel. Let's take a circle with those shoulders. If your arms were in cactus all that time, a lot of work happening, right? Give those arms a break. Okay, and now we're going to take our legs wide, even wider than the chair if we can. So the knees and toes are opened out at an angle. We're not doing like a ballerina thing where we're going all the way out so it's 180 degrees, but we're coming in at an angle. My knees are tracking over my toes. Now, let's come up onto right toes. Lift right heel. Place it down. Connect to the earth. Other side. Lift it up. Place it down. Connect. As you push into those feet, can you sit up taller? Yes. Now, interlace fingers in front of the heart, pulling the fingers apart, feeling that sensation in the upper back. Breathe here. Hug that tree. Lift ribs out of hips. Push into feet. How does this feel different than when our legs were together? Now we're going to turn those palms away and lift up. And this time, in place of the twist, we're just going to do a little lean over to the right. A little side body stretch. Both feet still on the ground, still connected. Come back to center. Lean the other way. Yes. Come back to center. We're going to lower the arms back down. Turn the palms back to you. Hug the tree. And release hands back to the lap. Let's heel toe those feet back together. Take a breath. Notice how the body feels. And we're going to make our way to standing now. When we get to standing, we make sure that our workspace is cleared, but we keep that chair close by because we will be using it. Let's first come to mountain pose. Our feet are parallel. They're about one of our fists apart. About. And we're going to do the same thing. So let's come up onto the right toes, lifting right heel, and then drive that heel down. Lift the left heel. Drive it down. And now we've got this wonderful connection to the earth. Stand up a little taller. Interlace the fingers, hug the tree. Elbows are soft. We try and pull the fingers apart. And you know what? Let's open the fingers again. Let's re-link with the non-habitual finger on top. So the weird way. Now I'll try and pull the fingers apart. Push into the feet. Let the crown of the head get taller. Let the ribs lift up out of the hips, but the shoulders stay down. Yes. And now turn the palms away. Lift up, whatever up is today. Soften the shoulders from the ears. And we're going to do that side to side again. So let's take it over to the left. And then come back to center and take it to the right. And come back to center. We're going to lower those arms to shoulder height again from wherever you were. Turn palms back to you. Release the hands, release the fingers. Shake things out. How does that feel? And let's turn now. We're going to turn to the seat of the chair. So turning to the seat of the chair. I don't need that block right here, but I'm going to keep it there just to keep everything safe. We're going to stand up tall. Find your mountain pose again. So our feet are relatively close together. They're about 1 fist apart again. Take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to soften, bend the knees, bringing hands to the seat of the chair. Nice long spine though. Keeping that neck in line with the spine and keeping that nose pointed towards the seat of the chair. Now I'm going to look at the camera just to make sure you can hear me, but you keep your head facing the chair. You're probably looking at a space between your 2 pointer fingers, maybe a few inches beyond the pointer fingers. Knees are soft. And now from here, let's lift up the right heel, do the same thing, and drive it back down, connecting to the earth. And then lift up left heel, drive it back down, connect to the earth. From here, can we do a little bit of cat and cow? Inhale, fill up, arch the back. It's cow pose. Keeping that neck in line with the spine. Exhale, tuck the tail, round the spine, drop the chin, cat. Let's do it 2 more times. Same thing we do seated, but now we're doing it standing with our hands on the seat of the chair. Soften into the knees as much as you'd like. And after your next exhale, whenever that is, just return to neutral spine. And we're going to bring our feet really close together so that those big toes might even be touching. So that was practice. And maybe we move on to this, or maybe we continue practicing that. What we're going to do now is step back with the right leg. The toes can be on the ground or lifted. This will be our inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring that knee into nose, knee to nose. Dancing cat, same thing we did seated. Inhale, extend, that foot might be touching the ground. Exhale, bring in knee to nose. We're going to do 2 more like that. Finish with the leg extended. Whether you keep it lifted or keep it on the ground, it doesn't matter. And then we'll bring it in next to its neighbor. Soften into the knees. You can, send those hips side to side if that feels good. And we're going to do the other side now. So we extend the leg, whether we keep the toes on the ground or lifted, doesn't matter. This is practice, right? This will be our inhale. As we exhale, we round, we push into the chair, round the spine, drop the chin, knee comes to nose. Inhale, extend that leg behind you. Exhale, round. So it's the same kind of spine motion as our cat-cow, but we're adding in a leg. We'll do 1 more. And then pause with the leg extended. Whether it touches the ground or is lifted, it does not matter. And then we're going to bring that leg next to its neighbor. Soften into the knees. Bring a little bit of motion into the lower body. 1 at a time. Move the hands to the thighs. Push into the feet. Stand up again. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. How did that feel? Okay. Just going to turn this around a little bit. If you need support today, we're going to work with Warrior 1. You can always stand behind the chair and use the chair to help support you. So know that that's available to you. But we will be stepping forward with our right foot. Left foot is back, coming to a little warrior one pose here. So right knee is bent over the front ankle, the back heel is down, the heel is down and the toes are out about 15 degrees. If we were on a mat, you'd be pointing to that front corner of the mat. So from our warrior one, let me just turn here at the side so that you can see this. Yes, this is our warrior one foundation. Now, let's come up onto those front toes. Just lift the heel, drive it down. Now, this is our warrior one foundation. And with this right foot forward, we're going to give ourselves a hug with right arm on top. Just coming into this little eagle hug, or if you like, you can take it to eagle arms. If you're in eagle arms, please let the fingers reach for the ceiling, drop the shoulders, lift the elbows, let the forearms come away from the face. Breathe here. We're going to take 3 breaths. And at the end of that final exhale, we'll open the arms wide. Think about that heart lifting. Bring hands back together at the heart center. Step forward out of the pose. So if we were going to use that chair, it would be in front of us. You know, we could just take one arm across and hold on to the chair. Okay, now we have to do the other side though. So now we've got left foot forward, the knee is bent over the ankle, right foot back. The heel is down. So this isn't a lunge here. This is a warrior one. All we have to focus on right now is the foundation. So what we want to do is come up onto those front toes, lifting front heel. Notice how it changes balance. You may want to hold on to the chair for that. And then drive that heel down, connect. Yes, notice how when you push down in that front heel, we have that opportunity to lift the rib cage a little more. There you go, extension in the spine. Now, this leg is forward, that means this arm's on top. We either give ourselves a hug with the front arm on top, or we take it to our eagle arms. If you're coming here, again, shoulders down from the ears, elbows lift, forearms drop away from the face. And we're gonna take 3 breaths here. This is our eagle arms, warrior one with eagle arms. And on that third and final exhale, we open the arms wide, perhaps lift that heart. Float the arms down, step forward. So you can hold on to that chair, bring hands to heart, all of that works. And now pause, notice how you feel. We're gonna move to warrior two now, wide stance, wide stance. And this is the case where you might wanna have that chair in front of you at this point. I'm gonna keep it off to the side, just so it's not in the way of the camera. We'll turn our right toes off to the right, bend that knee, and here we are. This is our warrior two foundation, right? Warrior two foundation. Notice where your knee is in relation to your toes. You want that knee tracking over toes 2 and 3, going straight ahead. Means a little bit of work here, but that keeps that knee safe. Without doing anything with the arms yet, let's come up onto those front toes, lift the heel, feel that calf muscle kick in, and then drive it down. Boom, there we are, warrior two. Now, this right leg is forward, so we're gonna bring the right arm on top. We might do a hug again, or we might come to eagle arms again. Both are good. Breathing here. Notice how this feels. The next option would be to lean towards that bent knee, a little bit of a side angle pose. Push down into that back foot, lean towards that front knee, engaging those oblique muscles. Bring it back to center. Open the arms wide, warrior two. Float the arms down. Okay, we're gonna flip the toes. So now, my left toes, straight ahead that way. I'm gonna bend my knee is right over that ankle. My back toes come in, about 15 degrees. If I need to shift my back leg so that my hips feel safe and comfortable, that's what we should do. Without adding any arms, let's just focus on our foundation. Let's lift that front heel, lift it up, and then drive it down. Boom, we're connected. Left leg's in front, left arm's on top. You can do a hug. You can do a hug and hold on to the chair in front of you, or you can do your eagle arms. Eagle twist. Notice my fingers are straight, reaching for the ceiling. Shoulders down, elbows up, forearms away from the face. And we're going to breathe here. Feel that separation of the shoulder blades on the back of the body. And very gently, we have the option now to hinge towards the front. It's just a side body stretch. Push down into that back foot. Feel the pinky toe side of the foot really glued to the earth. Notice how that front foot that is so rooted can help to support you here. Feel the muscles in the side of the body helping to keep you upright. Again, you might be here with hand on chair. That's fine. And then let's make our way back up. Open the arms wide. It's warrior two. Float the arms down, straighten the leg. Let's turn the toes straight ahead. So if you want to do a little wiggle and jiggle here, that's okay. Let's turn these toes out again. Let's just do a little side body stretch. So my front toes are straight ahead, my back toes in slightly. I'm going to take that back arm, that left arm, inhale, reach it up, side body stretch. Oh, does that feel good? And exhale, float it back down. This right hand doing nothing. It's just floating. Inhale. And exhale. And the next time that the arm is up, let's just stay there for a breath or two. Both legs are straight and strong. You could have your hand on a chair in front of you. If you need that help, no problem. Float it down. We're going to switch sides. Before we switch sides, notice the difference in the rib cage on either side. Now take these toes out. Left toes straight ahead this way, right toes in slightly, slightly. Legs are straight. This hand could be on a chair in front of me, this left hand, because it's the back hand that's going to be doing the moving here. So as we inhale, we take that side body stretch, just going over as far as is comfortable. You might take it with a cactus arm. You might take it with a salute. Next time that we're up, we hold it there and breathe. And come on back down. Let's straighten out the toes. Let's bring the feet back together. Let's wiggle and jiggle, bringing some motion into the lower body again. Okay. We're going to make our way back to our chair now. Here we are back in our chair. I've got my block close by, but my feet are on the floor. I'm sitting towards the edge of the chair. My feet are on the floor and they are wide. So I've got this nice wide stance right now. We did this before. Sitting bones on the chair, I'm thinking about those ribs lifting out of my hips. And now I'm going to take my arms back to those eagle arms. So let's bring right arm on top of left, either in that hug or in those eagle arms. Sitting up tall, crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. And we're just going to do a little side to side movement. So we inhale here, sit up tall, and as we exhale, let's take it over to the right. So just a lean, just as far as is comfortable. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, go the other way. So engaging those oblique muscles, engaging those core muscles. Belly button is back by the spine, helping to support it. We'll do one more on each side like this. And then come back to center, open arms wide. Oh, that feels better. And bring them down. You know what? Let's ground our feet again. So lift up the right heel, drive it down. Boom. Lift up left heel, drive it down. Boom. We're connected. We're going to give ourselves that hug again, this time left arm on top of right, or eagle arms, left arm on top of right. We're going to change up the breath too. So we sit up tall. This time as we inhale, we'll lean right. And we'll let the exhale bring us back to center. Inhale, lean left. One more on each side. Open the arms wide. Maybe lift that chin. Think about ribs lifting up out of the hips. Float the hands down. Heel toe those feet together. And we're going to move to the back of the chair. So at this point, I'm grabbing my block so that I can make that connection. My feet are on the block. I'm pushing down into the block to let my spine get longer. My whole thigh is supported by the seat of the chair. Now let's turn our palms up. Let's let the fingers be soft. Soften or close your eyes and return your awareness to your breath. Notice right now how your body feels. Notice the effect of the moving, the stretching, the holding of the poses. Notice how that has changed how you might feel. And then very gently begin to blink open your eyes if they're closed. We'll take a circle or two with those shoulders. And one last time, we're going to move to the edge of our chair, moving that block out of the way, bringing the feet to the floor. Feet are on the floor and the thighs are parallel. Let's lift up both heels. Drive them both down, connecting to the earth so that we can sit up a little taller. We're going to bring palms together in front of heart center. Let the thumbs rest on the sternum. And take a moment to recall that intention that we said at the beginning of our practice. And then thank yourself for taking time to practice yoga today. And I thank you for allowing me to guide you. Stay well, my friends. I hope to see you soon.